Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel. I'm Project Aurora. You can follow me on my Twitch at twitch.tv/Project Aurora. Brief recap of the previous episode, we started tackling our free day. We got to fight Angelica, which was really cool. She was giving me the hands for a little bit, but we got it together. Towards the end there, we completed the old schoolhouse. It seemed like an anticlimactic ending. Celine showed up at the end, but Emma gave her a death glare again. I'm not quite sure what's going on with Emma, Celine, and Reen, but we know that she knows something, but she doesn't seem to want to like give up, like, I don't know, impose anything, I guess, unnecessary upon Reen from what it seems like. Anyways, afterwards, it's time to resume the rest of the free day. We're in the evening, gonna spend our last bonding point on Elisa, and then from there we will, there's a quest to do, and then after that, I think we're done. And we'll be getting ready to do our practical and field study, I'm assuming? Are you already done with practice for the day, Elisa? Yeah, the second years are all busy preparing for the festival. They might ask me to help them out with setting things up here at some point too. I guess nobody's getting any rest until the festival's over, especially those of us who haven't come up with anything yet. Yeah, I really hope we can find something that's perfect for us. Should I stay around to talk with her some more? Yep. Hey Lisa, would I be getting in your way if I stayed around a while longer? Oh no, not at all. There's a spare cross here, so how about we play some catch too? Cross? Oh, the stick thing. I've never used one before. Would you mind showing me how to use it? I'd be happy to. Catch. Oof. Back to you. Oh, that one actually flew pretty straight. You're getting the hang of this. Little by little. No, it's nice to play catch with you like this. I never expected that we end up this close. What? That kinda came out wrong. I only meant that a few months ago you couldn't stand to be in the same room with me, but now here we are. Well, there was the accident and all, which I specifically told you to forget about. My bad, but this makes me happy. I remember worrying that we'd never be able to make up, so I'm glad we can just play ball now. Cut it out, you're making me blush. I know what you mean, though. I just wish our time together didn't have to come to an end. Wait, now my words are coming out wrong. I meant that I don't want our time as together as classmates to come to an end. That's all I meant, okay? Yeah, you've got a good point, though. We're going to be second years in just a few months, and 1 year after that, we'll be graduating. Sounds like a long time from now, but I'm sure it'll be over before we know it. Yeah. Hey Reen, you remember what we talked about back in Nord? I don't think I would have become any stronger without Class 7's help and support, yours included, so thanks. Thanks for worrying about me. Thanks for telling me to keep looking up. I'm finally starting to move forward step by step. That's something I probably couldn't have done if I hadn't come here and met Class 7, or the rest of the Academy, or if we didn't all get to spend time together like this. I agree, but I guess we both said some pretty embarrassing stuff now that you mention it. I'm embarrassed just thinking about it. But even so, I stand by what I said that night. If I'm going to move forward, I want to do it with you in Class 7, and all the members of the lacrosse club. Because I wouldn't be moving forward at all without all of you helping me, and I like to think I've helped you too. And I'm sure that that'll stay true through the next month's field study and the Academy festival after that. Me too, Elisa. I feel exactly the same way. Things might seem rough now with our last field study coming up. The looming shadow of our final exams doesn't help either. And to be honest, we'll probably have even more challenges to face the second years. But the time we spend together, both the good times and the bad, those are what we're going to remember. Those times are the blocks we keep putting together until we find the shape of the lives we want to live. Yeah, you're right. As long as we don't give up and stick together, we're going to be just fine. Level 5. Rush 2. Hey. Hmm. What are you doing here, Schwarzer? Not a whole lot, just passing through. You seem pretty focused, though. What do you mean by that? I hope you're not implying that I made my way here to practice or any such nonsense. Got it. He seems kind of crestfallen. Hey, did something happen? Nothing that has to do with you. For all his noble posturing, Patrick worries about things like anyone else. Maybe I can help him out. Keep asking. Would you mind telling me what happened? I'm not trying to offer you my help as charity or anything like that, but sometimes it can help just to talk things through with someone. You really are a strange fellow, aren't you? But if I must, I must. If you wouldn't mind, where do I begin? To be completely frank, I'm a little concerned about Celestin. That's a surprise. I can't imagine what a butler of his skill could do to cause someone else concern. It seems you may be overestimating his abilities somewhat. For the last week or so, he's been acting rather odd, for lack of a better term. Not only has he stopped reprimanding me when he normally would, he's taken to spoiling me too. Worse yet, every reply he gives me sounds half-hearted and empty. Now that is odd for him. This is the first time he's ever done something like this too. Don't misunderstand me, he still performs his duties as a butler magnificently. However, his actions of late have made him seem distant, more so than ever. Curiously, I've also overheard him discussing seemingly serious issues over the telephone, too. Something must be going on. Agreed. Unfortunately, whenever I bring it up, he simply brushes me off. This is infantilizing, of course, but more dishearteningly, it feels like a betrayal of trust. I've never seen the two of us as a typical master and servant, but something more. Perhaps something more akin to brothers. Ah. Maybe I can worm some details out of him. Oh? It's possible. He might be going through something that he'd rather not involve those he cares about in. But I won't get involved if you don't want me to. If that's the case, you truly wouldn't mind. Not in the slightest. Leave it to me. What exactly do you hope to gain by helping me, Schwarzer? I suppose it doesn't matter. You will likely find Celestin attending to the upper-class dorm. I leave discovering the truth to you. I'll head right over. Oh, hello there. Is there something I can help you with? I'm actually looking for Celestin. You haven't seen him around anywhere, have you? I have, but he left for your dorm just a short while ago. You mentioned having something to collect from Sharon. From Sharon, huh? I wonder what it is. Thank you very much for the info. I'll try to catch him over there. Oh, hello, Masterine. Is there something you need from me? I'm actually searching for Celestin right now. Have you seen him? I heard that he was headed over here. Indeed, you missed him by a matter of moments. As it happens, I had made too much dinner this evening, so I decided to offer him what we wouldn't be able to eat, which he said he would gladly take off our hands. So he was here to collect it. I see. Maids and butlers have their own economy here, don't they? Does that mean he headed back to the upper-class dorm then? Not necessarily. There's something about his demeanor today that seemed quite different than usual. He was considering a brief stop at Kirsch's on his way back to unwind a little. I can't say for sure that he's headed there. Kirsch's, was it? Well, that's my next stop at least. Thank you, Sharon. You're very welcome. Oh, there he is. Celestin? Good day, Masterine. My apologies, as always, for the constant trouble Master Patrick causes you. Oh, no worries. He's not half as much trouble as he tries to be. Hold on a sec. Is that alcohol you're drinking? Ah, not even I can escape the allure of drinking on the job once in a while. Sorry, that was my terrible attempt at a joke. Of course this is not an alcoholic. I'm here for the atmosphere rather than the intoxication. I see. Patrick was right. He is acting kind of strange. Time for me to get to the bottom of this. Hey, Celestin. If I may, Masterine, allow me to guess the sequence of events that brought you here. On your way to the training hall, you just so happened to bump into Master Patrick. After a period of guarded discussion, he let slip his worries about me, and being the paragon of selflessness you are, you offered to talk with me, which ultimately led you here. Am I correct? You haven't been watching us from the shadows or anything, have you? Not at all. It was a simple deduction when you know the pieces in play and the surrounding circumstances. However, the real surprise is that Master Patrick could bring himself to make a request of you. It must have caused him more concern than I'd ever imagined. He's really worried about you. I don't want to ask you to say any more than you're comfortable with, but isn't there anything you can tell me? Let's just say that things are rather complex. Then would you prefer to talk to Patrick about whatever's going on? I feel kind of bad for him the way things stand. I understand. You've come all this way for Master Patrick's sake, so it would be rude of me to leave things as they are. But just telling you everything would be a bit of a bore, so why don't we play a little card game? What kind of card game? I have 2 blade cards here. One card is a 1 and the other is a 7. Now watch carefully as I shuffle these. Correctly guess which one is 7 and you win. Do that and I'll tell you everything you wish to know. Well, if you don't mind me just getting one question in now, is there a point to all this? I admit that it's kind of an unusual requirement, but this is a deeply personal matter, so I'm a little hesitant to discuss it. In other words, I'd rather put myself into a situation in which I don't have the choice not to. Now it makes sense. Well then, I accept your challenge. Thank you. And please choose, Masterine, which card is the 7? Card on the left. I'll go with the card on the left. Understood. Allow me to flip the card. And there's the 7. Looks like I win, Celestin. Indeed. Excellently played, Masterine. So, if you wouldn't mind. Fear not. I'm a man of my word. But how do I begin? I recently received a direct order to return to the High Arms household from the Marquis himself. In fact, I'm expected to return to St. Arc as early as next week. Are you serious? Gravely. Personally, I'd much rather stay by Master Patrick's side. However, I've been told that things are getting hectic over there. I see. I'm surprised to hear that the Marquis would ask for Celestin specifically. He must be even more talented than we think he is. However, Marquis High Arms is an incredibly good-hearted man. It's entirely possible that he will allow me to continue to do as I wish so long as I carry out the duties he's asked of me. I've been trying to find a way to remain in Trista, no matter how much additional work I must do. That's what had me so occupied of late, and that, embarrassing enough, has been the root of my odd behavior. That'd do it. But do you mind if I ask why you want to stay by Patrick's side that much, though? Perhaps it does seem a bit strange from your perspective. I'm afraid we don't have time for the full story, but I will say this. Master Patrick was the one to treat me not as a servant, but as an equal. He gave me a place in the world that others couldn't, and for that, I would do anything for him. I never knew. This is what Patrick meant when he said they're more than just master and servant. That said, I feel terrible that my attempts to remain by his side have caused him so much concern. But telling you all of this has made up my mind. How so? I've decided I'm going to tell his lordship exactly how I feel. Should that fail, I will simply have to think of something else, but I will stay with Master Patrick. But it was speaking to you that allowed me to reach that conclusion. If bouncing your thoughts off of me helped, then I'm glad I was here. Well then, I shouldn't waste another minute here if I want to settle all this. Allow me to take my leave, Master Reen. Good luck. I hope it works out for you. Also, can I ask you to explain my behavior to Master Patrick? I have some explaining of my own to do later, of course, but I would like it if you could at least share the basic details and my feelings on the matter with him. Of course, you can count on me. Did you get anything out of Celestin? I did. Green told Patrick about their card game and what Celestin told him afterward. But he's been told to return to St. Art, yet he's still doing everything in his power to prevent that from happening. Trying to take action without consulting me again. What foolishness. Why do you seem so happy about that? Happy? Sometimes I wonder what color your sky is, Schwarzer. Besides, even if Celestin were forced to leave my side, I would be perfectly... No matter. You did well today. You're the last person I want to be indebted to, so take this and call us even. Patrick thrust the still blue into Green's hand. Hold on, I didn't help you expecting some kind of reward. That just makes things even worse. I do not wish to be in your debt. Think of this as having me filed a formal request and you having fulfilled it, nothing more. As such, you receive your reward, walk away, and no loose ends remain. Got it. Now, oh yeah, sorry, we gotta head with Toa. I forgot about Toa. Toa! To the computer room. Floor, computer room display, I believe. Right here. Well, here we are. I wonder if Toa's already inside. After entering the computer room, you won't be able to roam around for the remainder of the day. Any bonding eventual time. Bruno. Stay out and about. Systems, save. Always gotta save. Lock and enter.
Huh? Doesn't sound like she's here yet. Oh. At least she's getting some rest. Must be a rare treat for her. What to do, though? I'd almost feel bad about waking her.
Phew. I'd feel bad about waking her too, honestly. Toa works too hard. We'll let her sleep.
She must be really tired. I should let her sleep a while longer. Oh, right. There we go. I guess I'll just read a book or something while I'm waiting.
Huh? Where am I? A jacket?
Oh, hey, you're awake.
Huh? Reen? Oh, right. I came here after the conference was over. So this jacket is... Oh no, I'm so sorry. I can't believe I fell asleep after asking you to come all the way here.
Don't worry about it. You're doing me a favor here. I appreciate you taking the time out of your schedule for me.
Aw. Why is it that you always seem to catch me at the weirdest moments? Still, thanks.
No problem. Glad to do what I can. It wasn't too hot, was it?
No, of course not. It felt really nice and warm. But anyway, that's not the point. Now, listen here, Reen.
Huh?
I mean, lending me your jacket was very sweet and gentlemanly of you, and I'm kind of happy you did. But it's not very gentlemanly to sit and stare at a girl when she's sleeping, you know.
I'm sorry? You were sleeping so peacefully that it seemed almost wrong to wake you up. But I guess it was inconsiderate of me to just let you nap there.
No. I'm not annoyed with you. It's just kind of weird to randomly watch people sleep, you know? If it was someone else, they might have misunderstood. Anyway, I asked you to meet me here so I could show you more about the concert we put on for last year's festival.
Oh, you mean the one you did with Angelica, Crow, and George? Do you have some record of it here?
Actually, I do. George was testing out some kind of orbital video camera that was being developed by the Ruhr Institute of Technology. And we've still got the recording here.
An orbital video camera?
Yeah, the technology is different from what they use for the Orbital Net. Actually, it's probably faster to just show you. Let me bring it up on the screen.
Oh, you've got pictures of it.
More than just pictures. Just watch.
Amazing.
I know, right? It plays back images and sound at the same time, so it's like a radio and a camera combined. The quality might be a bit rough, but it really feels like you're right there, doesn't it?
It's really something else.
Oh, there we are going up.
Wow.
Isn't it cool? It's called Rock. It's making a splash in the music scene abroad. They use Orbital audio technology to amplify guitars for it. It's a pretty bold sound, huh?
It definitely is. And, speaking of bold, how about that outfit?
I forgot about the outfit. Don't look at that. Just focus on the performance.
This is... Bravo! That was incredible!
I feel like we got robbed not getting an actual, like, the full audio. I wonder if this was the Japanese version, would we have gotten, like, a full, like, audio song or whatever?
I wish I could have been there to see it in person.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. So was that any help?
Help? This is exactly what I was looking for. I'm not sure if we can put together something as flashy as this, but we do have Elliot, and he knows his music, so I think we might have a chance.
I'm glad to hear it. Crow was the one who planned all of this out, so he's the one you should ask about how to put a program like this together. Angie did our choreography, and George got all the instruments together for us. I'm sure they'd help out if you asked.
I think I just might. We have to get our preparations for the festival underway.
Oh, I put a copy of the video onto this memory quartz for you too. If you put this memory quartz into the orbital projector here, you can watch the video anytime you want. Maybe you can bring everyone from your class here and show it to them tomorrow.
Yeah. Thanks for everything, Toa. I mean, I asked you for help, but you really went above and beyond. I don't really know how to thank you.
You're always looking out for me, Reen. It's the least I could do. Besides, I'm sure this idea will spark some lively discussion within your class. It's not a done deal yet, but I'm really curious to see how things turn out.
Me too.
Well, that seems to have gone over well. I could see Elliot's eyes light up when I mentioned it. So it looks like Class 1 is definitely putting on a play, and not just any play, a full-scale classical operetta with all the trimmings. Even an operetta is shorter than a full opera. This is Class 1 we're talking about. I'm sure they'll spare no expense on the outfits and stage design. True, if they had any more blowhards, they'd be a wind tunnel. Class 2 looks like they're gonna run with their idea of doing some kind of indoor garden. From what I heard, they want something based on the motif of the night sky. Motif, rather? Sounds like quite the elaborate setup. Class 3 is intending to run a game room based around Blade. I heard they're planning to decorate the room like a castle and provide lessons for beginners as well as advanced matches. Huh, really? Class 4 is going to be doing an Eastern-style cafe of sorts. They're claiming you can enjoy an exotic dining experience. Not sure what they mean by Eastern style, though. Well, my sword is technically Eastern style, I guess. But yeah, that seems like an awfully broad term. You don't really see too much stuff from the East in Erebonia. Class 5 is doing something kinda different. They'll be using the training hall for some attraction they call Mishy Panic. Wait, isn't Mishy the mascot of that big theme park in Crossbell? Kind of a strange choice considering the current political climate. I'm kind of a Mishy fan though. One time, Lecter brought me back a Mishy keychain. It's pretty cool. Oh, the intelligence division never struck me as the type who would budget for souvenirs. Anyway, the captain of the riding club is intending to organize some manner of horse racing event. Officially, there's to be no gambling, but with our senior colleague involved, I'm sure Free Enterprise will find a way. Really, Crow? Toa's not going to like it if she finds out. Aw, come on, it's a festival. A little low-stakes fun never hurt anyone. A number of second years are planning to run stalls, and many clubs are intending to put on events as well. But in terms of scale, the 5 other classes are our main competition. I've heard attendees will be able to vote on which class's event they liked most, with the winner to be announced during the evening's festivities. That sounds like it's going to make things awfully competitive. Still, it's that much more essential to make our class's contribution one to remember. Which leads us to our current problem. What do we do? I'm thinking we should avoid doing anything that will require large-scale equipment. With our numbers and the time we have to prepare, I doubt we could get it set up or even spare someone to operate it. Yeah, you make a good point. But if we take that into account, just about the only other option we have is doing something on the auditorium stage. And it's worth noting that using the stage would put us in direct competition with Class 1. Class 1 stuff. We can't very well put on a production like theirs, though. We just look like copycats. Whatever we end up going with, it should be something we can all have a part in. Maybe a martial arts demonstration with a few sparring matches? No, that would probably get turned down as too dangerous. Not a bad line of thought, though. How about a cooking contest? Oh, I call Judge. Our troubles are over. I just had a visionary idea we can do with the Academy pool. Picture this. Stunning ladies in bikinis, wrestling piggyback in the pool. Come for the fights, stay for the accidental exposure. I think not. Get out. No. This is getting us nowhere. They all sound like fun, though. Actually, I did find one idea I think we might be able to use. Did? Really? I'll bet Toa told you, huh? Yeah, she showed me the video, too. I can't believe you never even mentioned it. You guys put on an amazing show. Well, I'm the lone second year here. Didn't want to rob you bright-eyed first years of the full festival experience. So what's this idea then? Did the student council president suggest something to you? Yeah, she showed me a video of a concert that she, Crow, George, and Angelica put on for last year's festival. A concert on stage? With vocals? Oh, that does sound exciting. I have heard that there was one event at last year's festival that really drove the crowds wild. I've I've heard similar things, but I had no idea Crow was involved. Yeah, it was pretty spur of the moment though, so it was too late for them to put us on the official poll. If folks had been able to vote for us, I don't doubt we would have ranked right near the top. Without seeing it for ourselves, it's difficult to say whether we'd be able to do something similar. You've got me curious, though. It sounds great, let's do it. You said you saw the video, right? Can you show us too? Yeah, Toa gave me a copy of it. Let's get together during lunch tomorrow and watch it.
I can't wait to see the looks on their faces when they see it. Though I imagine Toa's outfit might raise more than a few questions too. Oh, it's 9 already? Abend time should be on soon.
I'm Misty, and this is Radio Trista. It's 9 p.m. on the 19th of the 9th month. If only I was dressed to the nines to match. It feels like we're finally getting the break we deserve from a long string of uncomfortably humid nights. That's right, fall is finally here, and it's brought its cool night breezes and gentle chirping of insects with it. Along with that respite, Erebonians everywhere are turning to their true autumn passions, food and sports. What do all of you out there look forward to when you realize fall's almost here? For me, it's definitely the food. The crops come into season, ready for the harvest. I can only imagine how much work it has to be for all those farmers. But I can't wait for my first roasted chestnuts of the season. It's just about time for those to start popping up too. Sure, I'll never turn down a Marin Glacé or a Mont Blanc, but roasted is the way chestnuts were meant to be. That soft, melt-in-your-mouth taste, that sweet fragrance, simply irresistible. Whoops! The director's over there giving me the stink eye. Someone hasn't eaten dinner yet, I'll bet. Anyway, fall is also known for being a season for the arts. One of the Empire's most popular cultural institutions is the opera, and no one does opera like Heimdall's famous opera house. But as far as music goes, I'm a sucker for the classics. I still sing along whenever I hear The Whereabouts of Light. I stare in disbelief as you fade away, like a dimming star beneath the coming day. Whoa there, almost felt like I was in my shower back home. Speaking of music, some fresh new genres have been gaining popularity lately, both at home and abroad.
She really does have a pretty voice. Though I guess you kind of have to in order to be a big opera singer like that. I don't know if singing on the air like that is such a good idea if she's trying to keep her identity under wraps, though. We've got our practical exam coming up next week, then another field study over the weekend. Sounds like things are going to be even busier than usual. I'd better brace myself for an exhausting week.
Whoa, that was way cool. Very impressive. That was neat. Well, it was certainly quite a technical display. But if you think we're gonna put on outfits like that and prance around on stage, you must be dreaming. Well, the outfits all depend on what kind of performance we put on. The clothes have to fit the mood and the music. Right, Crow? Yeah, we did a rock song last year. So if our outfits didn't scream rock, the whole performance would have lacked something in my opinion. So in my infinite wisdom, I'd like to point out that revealing outfits will be popular regardless of the music. I love Crow. You guys. Holy Crow said something. Outfits aside, it does seem like a bold concept. You would think to put on a performance like that. If we put in the time to practice, we may even compare favorably to last one's operetta. Well, Elliot's the music expert here. Do you think there's any chance we could put on a performance like this? Hold on. The first things first, how many of us can actually play an instrument? You learned the lute from your dad, right, Reen? Yeah, I'm no virtuoso. I can play, as long as the music's not too complicated. And Elisa, you can play the violin, right? Yeah, my grandfather taught me. Guys, you can play the guitar, was it? Been playing it for years. I can play the piano, so with the four of us, it looks like we have our instruments covered. Guess that means we just need to work on our music and lyrics and decide who's going to be on vocals. So, yeah, it really depends on what sort of music we want to do. I think we can pull off an impressive performance. Great. Well, when you put it that way, it doesn't sound like such a bad idea. That's true, and it seems fitting for a festival, too. Sounds good to me. Yeah, let's do it. Then the matter is settled. I'm in favor, too. I dread the thought of what the instructor would do if we didn't have anything decided by today. So we leave the musical responsibilities in Elliot's hands, then. Yeah, I think he's in the best position to decide the style of performance, our songs, and what we should each be doing. That okay with you, Elliot? Sure thing. I haven't spent all these years studying music for nothing. Oh, and Crow, do you think you could give us some help with the outfits and with getting a hold of the equipment we'll need? I'd like us to do as much of this ourselves as we can. Sure, I'll do what I can. This might be a temp thing and all, but I am part of Class 7. So if you're going all in, I'll throw my chips in your pile. Bro. Wow, maybe I've had you pegged wrong all this time. So just leave those outfits in my capable hands. I'll make sure you all shine like stars up there, especially the ladies. I take it all back. He's not even trying to hide it. We're counting on you to keep them tasteful, Green. Right, tasteful. Crow is a fun character. Oh, it's practical time. First, congratulations are in order. Took you long enough, but you finally decided what to do for the festival. So you're following in Toa's footsteps and putting on a concert, huh? Have you decided what kind of music you want to do? Not exactly. We're still kind of getting things sorted. At the very least, it should be pretty easy to decide who's playing an instrument and who will be on vocals. I'm not actually sure I've ever been touched an instrument. Can't say I have either. You'd probably need at least some rudimentary experience to play an instrument at the festival. I had the pleasure of seeing last year's concert live. They put on a real show. Green and Crow, you two are handling all the outfits, right? You guys have that under control? Yep, we've got that shit on lockdown. Well, we've narrowed it down to the 15 most promising designs. Adia, save us all. I suppose we'll just have to rely on Rain to save us from being dressed by Crow. Honestly, I feel a little envious. If I were 5 years younger, I'd jump right up on stage with all of you and have a great old time. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for? Instructor, how old are you again? Aren't you in your mid-20s? Even if you were 5 years younger, graduation would still be years behind you. Hush you. For us ladies, everything up to the mid-20s is just a warm-up, and men, they're like fine wines, better with age. I'm not sensitive about it, really. This is just another valuable life lesson that is my duty as your instructor to impart. Anyway, as much as I'm looking forward to the festival, that's not why we're here today, are we? Not only do you have no field study next month, it looks like you're off the hook as far as practical exams go too. So since this will be our last practical exam for a while, I figured I'd crank up the challenge a couple notches. Huh? Wait, are you going to serve as our opponent? Bingo, just think of it as a long-awaited second round of May's exam. If you want to get back at me, now's your chance. But you better bring it, because I'm not going to go easy on you. Alright, Reen, pick 2 for your team, because you're up first. Got it. think this would be a solid lineup. Let me see. Could be a solid lineup, especially if Laura has enough CP for to just one shot or nearly one shot. Give him wing for the heal. Raven. Yeah, alright, cool. Got it. Finalize this formation. Make a separate save, because of course we gotta beat her and clear those conditions. Gotta get all the AP. Okay, she does not have any CP. That's a problem. Darren power would give 100. She won't one-shot us. But it's important for her to... Let me see what that equipment is. On first turn, or... Domination? No. Yeah, domination. First attack / craft used each battle deals double damage. So, as long as it's her first one used, she does double damage. Not gonna do Mobius, we're gonna go wing here. And then green will go with this. Raven. And that means he doesn't, well, Holy Breath is just there. For even bigger heal Wintel. Maybe I Chaos. Huh. And abnormal statuses inflicted on foes last 2 more turns. That's not bad. Give this a shot. Alright. Save again real quick here. Here you go, bud. Full HP. Alright. Let's make it happen then. We best not hold anything back, because she assuredly won't. I have no doubts of her expertise in combat. Even if we don't win, I want to just see how much we can do. Well, if you're ever holding anything back before, now's the time to pour it all in.
I take it you're all ready?
I love this music.
You've been studying and training here half a year now. I think you might finally be able to do it. Now, show me you've got what it takes to pass with flying colors.
Understood.
Come at me with everything you've got.
No one reaches low HP during battle. Win in less than 40 turns. Oh man, this is gonna be a tough one. I'm not set up for this.
My turn. Huh. My turn. Huh.
I'll handle this. Now is our...
Right.
Was that a waste of a Zerum powder? Maybe. Do I care? Hell no.
My turn.
Alright.
Right.
Alright. Here we go. Something else that gives CP. CP. Oh, that'll do it right there.
Delicious.
Here we go.
Alright, I need to give her. Oh, hold on.
Very well.
Alright, need something else that gives CP. I need to give her. No. Oh, there we go. That'll give her 20.
Delicious.
Go.
Alrighty. Let's just unload, I guess. Let's see what she does.
Behold the might of the Arcade School! Radiant Blade Dance!
You've come a long way.
We should keep going.
Conditions met. Hey! Thanks, Laura. Appreciate the carry.
Not bad.
That should suffice.
Active party members' bonds have strengthened. AP increased by 2. Hell yeah. We actually did it. It took all 3 of us fighting in top 4 and to eke out a narrow victory. Thanks for that, appreciate it. Yeah, thanks Laura. Appreciate you, giving us that vote of confidence there. Nicely done. I can't believe how far you've all come in just 6 months. I know you've been honing your team tactics, but I wasn't expecting such a top-rate performance from you so soon. But you know what? As your instructor, that's the best feeling in the world. Okay, that's 1 group down. 3 more to go. I'll call you in groups of 3, so be ready to jump in when I call your name. Like Instructor Sarah's worn out. Is she even human? Multiple groups with multiple opponents in every group, and she was still able to put up a fight against all of us. She's on a completely different level. We'll need to redouble our efforts and training if we hope to match her. And say that again. Phew, I'm spent. Mind if I use you as a pillow, Emma? Wow. What? Here? Have you no shame? Looks like there's still some life in her yet. She's the only person I know who can fight 4 back-to-back battles and still have the energy for wisecracks. Don't get me wrong, I'm genuinely impressed with how far you've come. Now I can tell you where you're headed for your field study without any worries. Up we go. Alright, get them while they're hot. Ruhr, the industrial metropolis. Oh, where the Rhineford Company is. Interesting choices. Alright, Group A, Reen, Elisa, Fee, Machias, Elliot, and Crow. Group B will be Emma, Laura, Eustace, Gaius, and William. Wait, who's gonna be my support? Oh, Elliot. Elliot / Elisa, I guess. Alright. Ortis, the port city. Ruhr and Ortis. Those are 2 of the Empire's largest cities, right? Well, technically they are. Ruhr is far from small, but Ordis is kind of on another level. It's the second largest city in the Empire, with over 400,000 people. It also happens to be the stronghold of Duke Cayenne, the noble faction's de facto leader. Are you out of your mind? You want us to drag this hyperactive chatterbox straight into the noble faction's largest stronghold? He does make a good point. Ordis is hostile territory for her, no two ways about it. If they find you poking around, they'll burn you at the stake. I'm not that worried. I've snuck into Ordis plenty of times before, and this time I've got you guys with me. I'll be fine. This is no laughing matter. I'm a bit concerned too. As am I. Ordis is quite far from here if something were to happen. Not to worry, we're thinking about what to do about that. So, you're not in for a laid-back vacation, that much I can say for certain. That goes for the group headed to Ruhr, too. The Reinfurt group is based out of Ruhr, isn't it? The Ruhr's, I'm saying Ruhr because I kept saying Roar, and I'm pretty sure it's Ruhr. But oh well. Also is a part of Marquis Ragner's domain. And he's the head of one of the 4 great houses. Ragnar. Oh, Angelica's dad. Angelica's stubborn old man, eh? He's supposed to be a real hardliner, even among the big shots in the aristocracy. That's true, but the Imperial Army also runs a military factory in the vicinity. The Friedenfurt group isn't aligned with either faction, but I can imagine there are more than a few ongoing complications. Really? Sounds like trouble if you ask me. Why would my father and the other members of the board choose destinations like those in dangerous times like these? Well, like I said, we're thinking those issues over. With the Academy's annual festival coming up next month, there's no field study being planned. So this is your last chance to show off all the know-how you've gained from your previous field studies. Make whatever preparations you need to, and when Saturday rolls around, travel with your heads held high. Class 7 has done a damn good job so far. The only reputation you guys have to live up to is your own. Goddamn right! Thank you, instructor.
Your rank's gone up. Here's a little something from the Academy.
Or a jacket. Hell yeah.
Thank you for everything.
It's 8:20. So we're still waiting on Elliot and Crow then.
It looks like they nearly pulled an all-nighter working on our festival performance.
It sounds like they've got a general idea of what they want, as far as style goes. But they're both nitpicking the set list and all the little details of the performance itself.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm excited. I'm not worried about Elliot, but I can't say I've got an abundance of faith in Crow.
Well, be that as it may, we just have to leave it to them for now.
Still, I was surprised by what the instructor said last night. What do you think she's cooking up this time?
I can only shudder to guess.
Previous day, dinner time.
Oh, before I forget, I want you all to stop by the Academy tomorrow morning before you head out. Both groups, meet me out on the field by 9 a.m. and don't be late.
Well, Sarah randomly springing things on us is nothing new.
But why delay our departure? It takes 8 hours by train to reach Ordis as it is.
You're right. If we're still in Trista at 9 a.m., it would be past sundown before we got there.
The train ride to Ruhr is over 5 hours, too.
Ruhr. Yep, no, I was saying it right, Ruhr.
Ideally, we'd all be on the first train out of Trista. How about it, Sharon? With the way you're just standing back there smiling, I'm guessing you know something. I hope you're looking forward to my unsurprise when we step off the train in Ruhr to see you already there.
I wouldn't dream of it. I assure you, I'll only be seeing you off this time.
She's totally going to be there ahead of us.
That's about as sure a bet as you can make. Pretty certain she knows what's going on, too.
She's one amazing maid. I feel like I have my own professional chef, too.
Oh, sorry guys, I overslept.
Yo, morning everyone.
Morning.
Looks like we have everyone now.
We have to meet the instructor at the field by 9, right?
I don't know what she wants to see us about, but don't worry, we've still got some time left.
Anyway, I think we should head out now. I'm sure most of us have some last-minute preparations to take care of.
True.
Have a safe trip, everyone.
All rear quartz and accessories have been unequipped from the other group's members. That's great, because I'm about to unequip more stuff from them. Hell yeah. Oh. Like that. That. I'm probably not giving that to anybody. That. I'm upset that I won't have Emma or Eustace, but oh well. You can keep your stuff, I don't actually care. I'm not taking anything from you. Alright. Let's see what Sarah wants. Also, we gotta... what's it called? We gotta dump away some Sepith and get some equipment. You know, we can't go to the next zone under-geared. And Elliot is probably under-geared. I showed that guy no love. Same thing for Machias. I showed him no love. Morning, everyone. Good morning. Didn't expect to see you all three of you together this early. What gives? We're just talking about all of you, actually. I'm just glad you managed to decide what to do for the festival before you got shipped off on your field study. Sounds like you didn't waste any time putting George to work either. We did ask him for help with our orbital instruments, yeah. I'm hoping to have everything sorted out by the time you're back. Make sure you know who's going to be playing what by then, though. We haven't even decided our genre yet. Well, that's definitely something you'll have to take care of. I'm more interested in the outfits, though. I'm thinking sexy. Really sexy. Especially the girls. Oh, you and I are on the same page. Don't even think about it. I'm not wearing one. It would be a bit distracting if they ended up being as revealing as President Herschel's was. That was all Angie and Crow's fault. They wouldn't listen to any of my feedback. I hope you realize how much I'm counting on you to stop this, Reen. I'll see what I can do. On a less sexy topic, this month's field study sounds like a tough one. Ruhr is at the center of the Norcia province. The provincial army's influence isn't quite as blatant as in Ordis, but they still hold a significant sway there. And the relationship with the railway military police is especially bad, so make sure you don't get wrapped up in all that. Really? And tensions are rising both inside and outside the country as it is. It's kind of worrisome. At least your field study's been planned out to minimize the chances of you getting into any trouble. What? What do you mean by planned out? Oh, did Instructor Sarah not tell you? Well, we can't spoil the surprise then, can we? What are you... Curiosity piqued. Well, they did call you out you to the field, right? Why don't you get going? I'm sure it'll all make sense when you're there. Slow it down. How come you guys all get to know and I don't? Sorry, Crow. Well, that's what you get for taking the easy classes again this year. But she said, still, you're technically a second year, so make sure to back your new class up. Oh, I see how it is. Get a few more credits than me and you think you can get away with saying whatever you want. Well, sounds like we should head over to the field then. That's great. I want to tune up my stuff. Everyone's got all their slots open already. That's not what I'm worried about. I need weapons. Shop. Alright. Vector stuff. Camera. Tanya. Ready. Caius isn't going with us. That's fixed. Well, I guess we'll probably have some new weapons once we get to the other place. But gotta have some money. There'll probably be new armor there as well. So I think I'm good on Red Rose books, because if I'm not, I'm just not gonna get them. Because I wouldn't dream of going back for playing through all that I've played through. Oh shit. Let me make sure. Alright. Okay, yeah, no, I'm good. Had to make sure that I didn't miss any books. Red Rose books specifically. Oh, actually, there's not much to... Let's tune up everyone's gear first, and then we'll go from there. Alright, she's kind of set. I'm fine with her doing that. Elliot need... Oh, you know what? What you got in the way of Master Quartz, buddy? Egalith. Oh. Alright, let's see here. I will give him... recover HP through offensive arts. Scepter. I'll give him cannon for the water arts and whatnot. Let's see. Honestly, I'm feeling like making this episode a bit of a longer one, so I'm gonna pause this video, get everything set up, and then we'll do like basically what would be another like full-length episode in the video.